gold hitting a 5-month high on the back of safe haven demand. Well, for more, joined live from Perth by Bellevue Gold Managing Director Steve Parsons. Steve, thanks very much for your time at the moment. Is it all about safe haven buying? Is that what is driving up gold? Because I thought at the same time rising interest rates wouldn't be necessarily good news.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much for having me. Without a doubt, interest rates have been moving up, as we all know, over in the US, and they're certainly looking like they're going to be moving up a little bit more next year as well. A couple of basis points is what the analysts are forecasting, and that's fairly common knowledge. And on the back of that, I think probably what people are expecting now is for inflation to be moving up in the US, and on the back of inflation moving up, you'll see the gold price moving up as well, and that's what's been happening for the last little while, and hence why gold, especially in Australian dollar terms, is looking very, very strong at the moment.
That's a critical point, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to see the increase as far as the underlying gold price is concerned, but when converted to Aussie dollars, particularly as you see that Aussie dollar weaken, it looks altogether even better for the gold guys over here.
Yeah, that's right. And I know you just said, you know, it's looking strong for the last, the highest it's been for the last few months. But when you look at back at a graph over the last few years, we certainly are moving up towards the highest levels we've seen in a number of years now. And I think the consensus is that should charge on a lot higher, and we should see a lot higher gold price in Australian dollar terms over the next little while as well.
So there is a view, is there, that this can keep going? Because gold polarizes. You know, you get the gold bulls, but they're equally matched by the gold bears. I assume you're in the former camp. What gives you confidence that over the longer term you're going to continue to see that gold price supported?
Well, I think the real key thing is the inflation that you're going to be seeing in the US, and as I said, you know, consensus by our analysts at the moment is that inflation will kick in next year with the interest rates moving up, which is obviously good for gold, and obviously on the back of that, the Australian dollar gold, it will be moving up as well. And of course, you know, for Australian gold producers, that's fantastic, and you know, they've all been doing very, very well in the last little while, and that should continue into next year. And for companies such as ours, Bellevue Gold, you should see obviously more success coming out of that with the gold price.
Everyone's been waiting for inflation to rear its ugly head. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, and that's despite the relative tightness in labour markets. What gives you confidence that we are going to see, you know, inflation really come to the fore next year and drive that movement as far as gold is concerned?
Well, I think the real key thing is, you know, it really is all about the US interest rates, and with those rising, you know, that would be the basis for, you know, for inflation to increase as well. And of course, you know, gold is safe haven buying, and of course, you know, it's in these sort of environments where inflation kicks up, that's when you want to be owning gold. And so, yeah, hence why gold companies have been doing very well in the last few months in Australian dollar terms, and especially in the background when you've been seeing the ASX pulling back and commodities pulling back. However, gold is as we've just said, you know, Australian dollar terms is where you want to be.
Steve, the price has been doing well, but it's from a miner's perspective here, costs are something that have also been on the rise. Just give us a bit of an understanding as to the broader landscape here from you know, gold explorers, gold miners on some of the cost side of the equation.
Yeah, so you know, without a doubt, when markets are doing very well and commodity prices moving up, you normally typically see you know, costs moving up as well with that, hand in hand. However, at the moment, because the value of the Aussie dollar gold is moving up at a more rapid rate, you should see higher profits coming out from some of these gold producers as well. So, you know, it goes back to if you've got you know, high grade gold and you're making good money, you know, now's the time to be investing in gold mining companies in Australia.
Could we see consolidation or further consolidation in the sector, do you think, as miners get quite positive on the outlook for the gold price? I mean, you ran Griffin Minerals, which itself was taken over. Could there be further consolidation?
Yeah, look, without a doubt. You know, if you've got a good project and a good company that's got something that looks like it's going to be very profitable, especially in a rising gold market, which we have now, without a doubt, there'll be certainly you know, people looking at various companies and projects, and you've seen that happening in recently as well. So there definitely, without a doubt, a little bit of M&A activity happening in the gold space, and you know, it's being driven right from the very top with the Barracks and the Randgolds, all the way down to sort of the more sort of junior small end, even here in Western Australia.
Well, tell us about Bellevue Gold out of Perth. I mean, you're the MD. Give us the rundown.
Yeah, so look, we've got a fairly amazing gold project. It hadn't been explored for over 20 years, sitting in Western Australia. In its day, it produced gold at about 15 grams per tonne, so very, very high grade, but it had been forgotten about and had been owned by the nickel companies for all this time. However, we drilled our first holes into it just over 12 months ago now, so not even a year ago, and we've just recently come out with over 1 million ounces of gold and resources at just over 12 grams per tonne gold. So to put that into equivalent, it's actually one of the fastest growing gold discoveries in Australia at the moment, and one of the highest grade gold discoveries in Australia, and if not around the world at the moment as well. So we're very excited. We've got a number of drill rigs turning over Christmas, and we expect to come out with some good strong news flow in 2019 as well.
And we look forward to hearing it. Steve Parsons, appreciate you joining us today. Thank you.